Hello, today I'm attempting to answer the perennial question of should I or do I need to learn to read music? I'm going to start by answering some more specific questions, and then I'm going to ask you some questions of which you have to decide your own answers, and hopefully by the end we should be slightly closer to deciding whether you should bother to learn to read music.
Is this a riddle?
The first thing you really have to do is define what actually reading music is. Reading music is not reading chord charts or chord boxes. Reading music is reading those little black dots that appear on the stave and understanding what they are and being able to translate that onto your instrument, whatever that might be. So the first kind of general question related to reading music is, will it make me a better musician? To which the answer really is yes, it definitely will. Now, regardless of the level you're at, obviously it's very hard if you've been playing for a long time to come down and start to read music, but it will undoubtedly improve your understanding of the instrument, the little dots appearing, you start to look at music in a completely different way, and you actually start to be able to understand and learn your instrument better. So yes, it will make you a better musician. So the counter question to that is, can I learn to play an instrument without reading music? To which the answer is, yes, you definitely can. There are plenty of people who have achieved amazing things with their instrument without being able to read a note. That's not to say that these people wouldn't have benefited from learning to read music, but the point is that they've done pretty well without having to do so. So in itself, it kind of proves the point that you don't necessarily have to bother in order to play an instrument, right? The final one is it difficult to learn to read music? To which I would say, yes, it is really. It's not easy, and it's one of those things that I would probably say, one of the few things about learning music that you can't just kind of pick up organically. It takes time, it takes quite a lot of study, and you have to sit there with music in front of you, learning how to do it again and again and again until your brain is able to make the connection between the notes on the page and the sound coming out your instrument. When people ask me whether they should learn to read music, I usually start off by asking them questions, because there isn't one rule for everybody. Everybody has different expectations, everybody has different goals, everybody has different amounts of time, so you have to decide what's best for them first before you just tell them that they should learn to read music. The first question to ask is, what kind of music do you want to play? If you want to be a classical guitarist, then yes, you are going to have to learn to read music. There's pretty much no way around it. Whereas if you want to be in a Guns N' Roses tribute band at the weekend, there is an argument to suggest that really you don't need to bother. I'm not saying that if you did learn to read music, it wouldn't improve your overall music perspective, but if your goals are to play in a Guns N' Roses tribute band every Saturday night, will reading the little black dots help you to do that? Not necessarily. It's important to work within people's expectations. If someone wants to be a professional theatre musician and playing in pit bands, then yeah, they're going to have to learn to read music. But as I said earlier, if they've got different expectations and goals, you've got to think about what that time that they've got, how could that be best invested? Could it be best invested in becoming the biggest rock band in the planet or learning to read the black dots? Again, it depends what people's expectations are, and you, I think as a tutor as well, you've got to work within that and help people decide what is actually best for them based on their goals and what they want to achieve. You've also got to think about how much time you can realistically commit to learning to do something. Doing 5 minutes every now and again on a bit of sight reading isn't really going to help you. You need to really commit and say to yourself that you're going to pick it up, let's say 3 to 4 times a week for at least 10 minutes to get you started. The other thing to realise is that obviously as you progress and you get better, you're going to have to increase that time. If you take it to an extreme and you say that you were wanting to be someone, like I said earlier, that was like a professional theatre musician, you're going to also have to be going out getting experience. You're going to have to be in situations, big band rehearsals, theatre rehearsals, whatever it might be, where you're given sheet music, so you're turning it into a real world experience. Again, it's about deciding what your expectations are and what you actually want to be able to achieve. So what do I think? Do I think you should bother to learn to read music? Yeah, on balance, I think you probably should. I think it will help you. I think it will give you a better understanding. But I don't think you should bother if it's going to come at the cost of putting you off learning to play the instrument altogether. The internet is a fantastic way of learning an instrument. Everybody is sharing ideas all the time, and people are able to independently learn how to play without necessarily using sheet music. I'd love to know your thoughts on bothering to learn to read music. Hopefully there will be some people who disagree with me massively, and I look forward to hearing from them. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.